So, friends, a very good morning to all of you. So, as you know, this course is about project planning and management. And during the last 4 days, we had sessions on the phases of project and what are the benefits of, uh, project writing. Then we had session on how to identify a project after carrying out need analysis and writing goals and objectives, followed by project monitoring and control and project evaluation. Communication plays a very important role to inform all the team members. So you have to know the listening skills, you have to know the speaking skills, you have to know the writing skills also. Then the broad goals and objectives are to be broken down into small chunks of task, which are nothing but defining checkpoints, writing milestones, events, and activities. And we have also studied the importance of writing each and every activity, which is very worth for the completion of the project. Then my colleague has discussed about the risk factors, that is, as a project manager or team members, you need to anticipate what problems you could face during the implementation of a project and what creativity can play during the implementation of a project. Then yesterday, uh, we had two experts. One has spoken about motivating self and others, because this is very essential to keep yourself on the track. And then you need to you need to schedule the project. You need to prepare bar charts per CPM. And today, my colleague Mrs. Rama Chabra, shared with you the importance of team spirit in the implementation of project. So it means we have carried out all the activities. Now we need to write down the detailed project proposal. Okay. So proposal, and then after completing the project, you need to write the report. So, friends, it means that report or proposal is an exposition type of communication, and the primary function of the project proposal or project report is to communicate ideas in a manner understandable to and usable by the reader, because after all, your project proposal is to be read by your head of the institution, because he or she has to accord approval, and or it has to be read by other members. So project proposal or project report, so project proposal or project report has been recognized as an indispensable part of any project management, because it records the purpose, the importance, the limitations, the procedures, the findings, and the conclusions. Okay, so in this session, uh, I will be interacting with you on the important aspect of project proposal and project writing. So let me share my PPT. Yes. Now, before that, let me make clear the difference between a proposal and a report. You see, a project proposal discusses what project is intended and how it is to be intended. And the sections of the proposal are then directed to these issues. So it is the initial activity before carrying out any project. Whereas report writing is the concluding or concluded activity of a project. Okay, so this in the project report, there are discussions of what project was done, how it was done, and the results and conclusion of the research. So the significance of problem is also addressed. So it means the project report is slightly different from its proposal. Now, learning, you see, how to write a project proposal or report helps you communicate your project's value to your clients, your investors, or your HOD as an employer, as well as your team member. So this particular skill, that is writing project report or writing project proposal, is essential for getting your project approved and funded. So when writing a project proposal, we can follow certain steps to make sure that you have written an effective one. So we will learn in this particular session the importance of project proposal, its structure, and how to write one. Basically, the steps involved are the same, both for project proposal and project report, because only the difference is that project report is the concluded activity, that is, you write everything in past tense, whereas in project proposal, you will write in the future tense. That is, the objective of this will be to, okay, like that. So, project proposals are documents that define your project, including things such as start time, start date, end time, end date, goals and objectives. These tell stakeholders why your project ideas should be executed. So, reading about your ideas in a well written document should convince the stakeholders to support them. So, you may use the project proposal for the purpose of securing funding, for the purpose of winning or attracting new clients. You may be submitting the project proposal to private organizations or private industry. It is for getting existing client to sign and extend their contract, or to convince the HOD or the employer to allocate resources to a new initiative. So a good project proposal benefits you, your organization, in the following way. That is, firstly, drives innovation. A project proposal, you see, provides enough detail about a project that the stakeholders can feel confident, or the, you see, the government agencies can feel confident investing certain resources in it. Definitely, the project proposal or report helps the projects stay focused. So the team member, the team leader will stay focused because he knows what to do. Okay, in a project proposal, everything is. And another is that you are also anticipating the problems that these might you see appear while carrying out the project. And then you also think of the strategies of, you see, uh, removing those problems. You see, of course, you have anticipated certain problems that are likely to occur, but in there could be certain problems when you are, you see, implementing the project. Certain problems might occur. So that is why the role of project monitoring and control is needed, and my colleague has already shared with you how to monitor the project and how to have various controls over the project. So a project proposal exposes a project's planning to new, you see, reader, new audience. So this, you see, audience may be able to see risk and challenges that the project proposals didn't. Okay, so discussing these risks and challenges early can help project teams solve problem before they become major issues. And finally, a good project proposal helps the organizations and their stakeholders plan for the new future. They can anticipate how to allocate finances, time, other resources, and predict how the project may impact their business in the future. Now, the question is how to write a project proposal. So, you should have a good understanding of your project and your team member before you write project proposal. You can conduct preliminary research that will help you write a detailed and compelling document. After you feel confident in your understanding, then you can prepare a draft project proposal. Okay. Now, before that, let me because it is project proposal or project report is a written document. Now, before that, let us have a look at the two roles, important roles that the written communication can play while writing a project proposal or while writing a project report. Firstly, it clarifies for both the writer and the reader. As I told you that project proposal uh, or project report, written communication is an indispensable part because it records the purpose, the importance, the limitation, procedure, findings, conclusion in such a way that they benefit the writer himself in systematizing his own, work, and the other readers who could make use of the outcome of the project in their own situation. And second role is to convey information because written communication, the purpose is to record, to inform, and to recommend. Okay. So, good writing skills are essential for effective communication in the project proposal and project report. So, the better you write, the more easily your readers will understand you. So, learning to write well takes time and practice. So, skill in written communication, because it's a written document, can be acquired through training and can be improved with practice. Now, coming to the systematic technique. So, to make any project proposal or project report effective and efficient, you need to follow the simple procedure. Firstly, establish the aim. That is, state the purpose, state the specific objectives you want to achieve through writing. So you need to start with your aim. Every project proposal has definite aim, specified reason for being written. Because, friends, if you do not know where you are going, definitely you will never get there. And your reader, because your proposal or report is to be read by number of people, and your reader will not get there with you. So before you write the proposal or the report, you need to know why are why uh, why are you writing and what you hope to achieve. Second is consider the reader. The extent to which readers are known affects how difficult or how much easier it is to write for them. Because आपकी जो report है या proposal है, it will be read by different people. Maybe people involved with the finance, people involved with the planning, higher management, team members, or the other persons. You see, writing to strangers, that is, if you do not know the characteristics of your readers, is laborious. The result does not always flow easily, and definitely it fails to achieve the right result. On the other hand, if you have considered the characteristics of your readers, that is, your reader, it will be writing will be enjoyable. It will enable you to express your ideas more freely and is in every sense more effective. Okay, then you need to devise the structure, draft the text, and edit and revise. So consider the reader what they already know affects what you can leave out. उसको repeat करने की जरूरत नहीं है, because if your readers are technically sound, then you need not define the technical terms. But if it is to be read by other people who are not well versed with technical jargon, then you need to give certain input about those technical terminology. What they need to know determines what you need to include, and what they want to know suggests the order and emphasis of your writing. So you can ask questions from yourself while considering the characteristics of your reader. That is, what kind of people are they? That is, whether they are your seniors, juniors, or how well do you know them? What is their experience of the project's topic? What is their level of knowledge regarding the topic? What is their personal involvement? And how do they rank the importance of the topic? After having satisfied, now you will select the suitable vocabulary. You will use simple language. Okay, then you need to devise the structure. Okay, so structure may have following headings. One is the title of the project. Okay, name of the coordinating team or the team leader, team members, rationale or executive summary. So you need to write an introductory section, which is called as executive summary, to summarize your project. Just like the introduction of an essay, this section should aim to catch your readers' attention and encourage them to read on. So your executive summary should include details about the problem your project is going to solve, how your project solves the problem, and your project's intended impact. And the length of your executive summary depends upon your project's complexity. Friends, one paragraph will be sufficient for many projects while writing the rationale or the executive summary, but you need a longer executive summary if your project is more complex. So make your executive summary concise to keep it engaging and convincing. You need to write the project background also, because this section provides a background to the project and the problem it seeks to address. So this section may include, a history of the project, history of the problem as it relates to your organization, your department, or concise summary of your project's requirements and some details about your project. So you will write more about the details of your project in the section. uh, you will also write down in this section solutions approach. So this section will include your will explain your solution to the problem and how you will execute. So it should include your goals, objectives, or the vision for the project. Okay, uh, defining checkpoints, wherein you will give the details about the milestones, events, then detailing activity, sequencing them, project scheduling, developing network PERT and determining CPM. And this may also include details of any risk you anticipate and how you might address them, how you will report to stakeholders during the project, and what criteria you will judge its success on. So this section will usually be the largest part of your project proposal or project report. There's only one difference. Project report is a concluded activity, whereas project proposal is the initial activity, that is before you implement the project. It is written, and the same steps are followed in the project report. Only difference is that it is to be it is to be written for recording purpose. Okay. Then in the structure you need to add financial information. This section will provide an itemized budget for your project and the predicted, you see, financial impact of your completed project. You can research this section carefully to ensure your calculations are as accurate as possible and as realistic. बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ा चढ़ा के नहीं है. So accurate calculations give the head of the organization or the, you see, funding agency the best idea of how much the project will cost and whether it can fit into their own budgets. Then you need to include additional documents for the final section of your proposal. These may include a list of contact details of everyone, that is the team member and the team leader, as well as the authorization power for the project, uh, any brochure or promotional material for the project, relevant studies or reports. Okay, the significance, you can review the literature. You can also add or include letters in support of the project, and if it includes some technical terms, then glossary of terms used in the project proposal you need to have. You can also provides certain you see you can while reporting you can give pie charts, diagram, and so on. And last section will be you need to write a summary or conclusion of your points you have already discussed. So you can include the most important information needed to enhance your chances of receiving approval. Okay, so this is regarding for the project proposal. Now in a project report, you can write the findings in the conclusion. You can also detail out the recommendations, okay, or something for you see for future projects also. So this is the structure. Now uh, the next is tips for writing an effective project proposal and project report. As I told you that before you start writing the proposal or report, you need to know your audience well. Okay, मैंने अभी आपको बताया, if you know your audience well, it will be an enjoyable activity. It will help you to express yourself more freely and is in every sense more effective. So if you don't know your reader, because project proposal report are to be read by different section of people, okay, So if you do not know your reader, you have less common ground. So because if you know your reader, you will use the proper vocabulary. Okay. uh, then coming to the uh, you have to as I told you, you have to keep your audience in mind. So you will use the term, you will use the tone, details that definitely will resonate with them. Then you have to be persuasive. Project proposal is definitely convincing its readers to act in some way. So you have to be persuasive. Use persuasive tool like historic data, survey result, testimonial, case studies to encourage action. Highlighting your, you see, experience, own experience, your uh, uh, qualification can also instill confidence uh, uh, in the funding agencies. Then another useful tip is try to connect the project to the recipient. You see, a project may seem like a good idea, but it may not be approved or funded if your reader or the funding agency or the head of the organization doesn't understand why it matters to them. So make the connection between your recipient's mind or goals and the project. Make the project clear to increase your chance of getting approval. Then you have to keep it simple. Use simple language. वो अपने अपने जो है उसको अपने ऑडियंस को अपने जो है ऑलरेडी स्टडी किया हुआ है. Okay, our purpose is not to impress upon our readers with the use of bombastic language. Our purpose is to make the message clear. So use simple language, simple vocabulary, use easily understandable words. Okay. uh, Try to avoid abbreviations, acronyms or jargons. Okay. In the project proposal, try to use verbs in the active voice rather than in the passive voice. Let me give you one example. The passive sentence is generally written, it's a long sentence. For example, overtime is favored by hourly workers. So instead of that, you can write the active sentence, hourly workers favor overtime. So sentence becomes clear and less wordy. Try to limit paragraph length because long paragraph hinders comprehension. As a rule of thumb, a paragraph in a document should consist of more than 4 to 6 typed lines or no more than 50 words. So limit word and length, sentence length. Do it by you see, cutting the sentence in half or third. Okay. Then uh, omit redundancies. For example, I want to write during 2004, लेकिन मैं कई बार ऐसा लिख देता हूँ ड्यूरिंग द ईयर 2000, ड्यूरिंग द ईयर ऑफ 2004. द ईयर ऑफ is redundant, it is not, you see, required. कई बार मैं ऐसा लिखता हूँ the results so far achieved prove. So far achieved, you see, a result by definition, you see, is something which has been achieved. So ये कुछ words हैं. Then you see, you have to give the correct, accurate information. Then follow convention, because conventional approach is usually uh, acceptable to all the readers. You see, it might be tempting to be creative with your proposals or report structure to help it stand out. However, following traditional approach reduces the chances of confusing your reader and forgetting essential. तो if you are given a set format, अगर मान लीजिए आपने DST से कोई project लेना है, and if they have provided you the structure, follow that structure only strictly. फिर उसमें additional आपने कुछ नहीं करना. Then proofread and revise your proposal or the report. आपने first draft is ready. Now read through your proposal to make sure it is clear, it is free of spelling error, grammatical error, because presenting a clear and mistake free proposal or report will help you demonstrate your professionalism, which in turn will help you increase your chance of approval. So if you have time, try to proofread your work. You can keep the draft aside for a day or two before revision to enable you view your work objectively and see any gaps. So, क्योंकि अगर आपने अभी ड्राफ्ट तैयार किया, अभी इसको पढ़ते हो, you won't be able to detect. You आप देखिए, मान लीजिए पिछले साल आपने कोई पेपर लिखा, now या पिछले महीने लिखा, now you start reading it today. आप कहते हैं यार मैं उस समय इतना गलत लिखा था. You will be able to identify the errors. तो इसका मतलब कुछ देर के लिए रख दीजिए. और you can also choose to ask a friend or colleague or professional editor to proofread your work. So that will definitely make that particular written communication very effective. So और एक और बात मैं बोलना चाहूँगा. You see, generally we try to proofread on the computer screen. So friends, errors are harder to spot on a computer screen than on paper. So if you type your proposal on a computer, have a printout of that, and then you can proofread it. कई बार हम स्पेल चेकर भी लगा देते हैं, लेकिन स्पेल चेकर्स, ग्रामर चेकर्स don't always catch errors, so it is best not to rely on them too much. एक और टेक्निक है, you can read your paper out loud. This sometimes make it easier to identify writing that is awkward or that is not clear. Okay, so these are some of the ways by which you can make your writing of a proposal or writing of a project document very effective, and there are chances that you will be successful. You will get the approval of your head of the organization or approval of the funding agency. Now I now stop here, because I have already covered with you the benefits of writing a research benefit of writing a project proposal or project report. So the only difference is that project proposal discusses what project is it intended and how it is to be intended, whereas project report is the concluded activity of the project. That is, you have implemented the project. Now you are reporting the findings in terms of the significance or the problems you have faced or the project outcomes.